What the heck's up? What the heck is up, my gamers? Today we're gonna be making War Thunder country tier list for tier 1 tanks. So first off, of course, you got China. Now China, they got some pretty good vehicles over here. Like the M8 is pretty decent. It's like T26 is pretty good, but like other than that, like the Chai Ha sucks, but this like sucks even worse, and the M8's good at best. So they're getting a tier because they're just not great, you know. France, tier 1 France. So as you can see, they got AMD 35 25mm gun for main armament, and then the other one has a 37, and 37 is like expected, but like, you know, it's pretty good armored for its tier, I guess, but it's just not good. Like, I don't see people ever doing good in tier 1 French tanks. So for that, we're giving it the certified bruh emoji, because they're not trash, but they're not good, you know. Germany tier 1. Now tanks, for me, Germany is, they're good. They're not the greatest though. See, they only have a 37mm gun, and that's decent, but like, it's not very great. But they have a million other vehicles in tier 1. For example, you get a 75mm gun at 1.3. This thing has a 50mm gun at 2.3, and even at 1.3. 15, like 150mm gun, a freaking like 47mm gun. Like, they've got pretty good AA, like, starting off. Like, I don't play German tanks very much, but like the Tiger H1, you can get that relatively quickly, and, well, that's not even, I'm getting ahead of myself, but, you know, like, they've got some pretty decent vehicles, so they're not the best, but they're good. Great Britain. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't like British people. Like, I have a fond disliking of them, so... Tank Cruiser Mark III, freaking 40mm 2-pounder cannon. Like, it's got a pretty decent top speed. Its armor is terrible though. Like, you can get penetrated by 50 cals on this thing, so that's why it's just not very great. This thing has better armor on the front, but other than that, it's terrible, and it has the same gun. So the Stuart is mediocre tank, but Tetrarch, same thing as like these, except the front armor is better and then the side armor is fucking worse. This, I'm not even going to comment on that. The AA is not very good, and this thing is also not very good. Britain, trash. Italy, Little Italy's pizza. Little Italy. Okay, 20mm gun as the, like that's terrible. 20mm gun as your other reserve vehicle. Look at these. And then you get a 47 at 2.0, and that's decent. And then you have a 47 at 1.7, and that's still pretty good. And it's got alright armor. Like, you're not getting penetrated by 50s, but you're still getting penetrated by most other cannons, if not all. But you also have this. It's pretty good. It's got 20mm at, like, as a starter AA. Like, this is pretty mediocre. Like, but they have the best vehicle in the game with an anti-tank rifle strapped to the front. So just for this, God tier. Japan. Japan. I don't know about Japan very much because I used to play. I had so many country stuff on my PlayStation, but I don't really do that no more. I play tanks. I've been like mostly playing air. I've been playing tanks for Germany and USA a lot more on my PC, but pretty alright AA. It's, I'm not even gonna say it's alright, it fucking sucks. You have 400 rounds of 20 millimeter, literally no armor anywhere, and then it's got like 3-man crew. Like machine guns will take you out. This thing, 150 millimeter gun, but the thing about this is look at that barrel size. No, like all the players who get this aren't gonna know that they have to aim higher. They're just gonna get shit on. 57 millimeter for reserve, and that's pretty good. Even, but like, it's also tiny barrel, so it still kind of sucks. The Kenny is pretty good, man. Like I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it's slower than a lot of vehicles with even more armor than it, and it only has a 37, which is expected for that like tier. But like, damn, like all this, like it's really lame. Okay, what's next? Oh, I have to put. What the fuck was I just doing? Japan. Okay, so Japan. Sweden. This is a country I actually didn't play on my PlayStation at all, so I'm just gonna have to be rating this based off of their stats here. So, already here you have basically a KV2 at 1.7, 114 millimeter gun. Like, that's pretty good, but like, it has no armor. So if you get shot anywhere, you're just gonna, like, a butterfly could land on you and you'll explode. But this thing, it's a tank. It's a light tank. The freaking storm jaws. Dude, I don't even know where my AirPod is. I swear to gosh, dog, I need my AirPod. I don't know. I'll just try to finish the video quick. But, like, you freaking the Sturv series, the STRV, the Sturzwagen, they're pretty good. The IKV, a long barrel and a 75. It's got bad armor though, like really bad armor. But you just have to camp with it and you'll be fine. Fine, I'll let you out. But if you ate my AirPod, I'll freaking be really mad. Oh, hi kitty. There's a cat next to me. Yeah, you know. Sweden's it's just mediocre, you know, it's nothing good about it really, so it's USA. I'm not that far down on the USA tree, but M2A4, this thing is, look at that armor, 25, 25, 25, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. It only suffers in down tiers, okay? Or up tiers. In the M2 A4. The M2 is pretty good, I guess. It's like, it kind of sucks, but it's decent. The LVT, there's a lot of things I have to say about the LVT. It has a good turret rotation speed. Its reload is really quick. The whole armor is, like, the armor on it's terrible. But, it's got 6 crew members. It's got 6 crew members, so what does this mean? It means that it's pretty good at that stuff, because you can replace it if you don't get knocked out immediately. M22, now, I'm conflicted on the M22 because this vehicle, it can go fast, can go really fast, actually, 35 miles an hour. It's got a 37. That's all right, I guess. The armor is not great, but it's also angled. So it's like, it's got a crew of 3, so it's like you're gonna get knocked out a lot easier. It's really light and small, so it's good for that. And then the M2A2, the worst fucking vehicle in the game. I don't even, like, the armor on this thing is terrible. It only has 50 cals and then 7.62. Like, it's the worst vehicle in the game, probably. M13 and GMC. So, this thing is alright. I see a lot of players, new players to tanks, just rushing in with it. Into like combat with it, and sadly they don't know that their only gun is 50 cals. You can't do very much with 50 cals. But overall, the M2 kind of carries this, and same with the M3. The M3 is just an improved version of the M2. So, like, these two are just really good, I think. So just for that, like, they're getting good. USSR, so USSR, I'm conflicted on this because the BT5 45mm gun, it's got a good barrel length. Secondary guns, they're 7.62, but they're good for marking people. The armor's kind of bad, but you just have to like flank with this thing. BT7, like improved version of BT5, it's like I believe more armor, yeah, like pretty decently sized armor. So it's like also the same speed. So BT7 just do the same thing. T26. Now this thing's just basically a BT5, but it's slower, and I think its turret rotation speed's slower. No, it's the same because they're the same thing, but it's way slower and it weighs less. But T26 for this thing has a 76, but the barrel length is really small, so going back to people or new players not knowing how to do that, like, I understand it. And then really poor armor, T60, it's got pretty good armor, like it'll ricochet shots off more and like make them not penetrate you. But look at that armament, 20mm and then 7.62. You're not doing very much damage to them. The Su S1. This thing is pretty good. The only thing about it though is, look at that little number right there. 76mm, 1902 30, that /30 cannon, ammo 8. You get 8 rounds. That means you get like 3 kills and then you die. At the best. That's at the best. Okay. This thing though, this is good. This is great. Okay, I don't even know how it's only a tier up. Like, or not a tier. A fucking battle rating up. It's still got no armor, but the thing about it is it's got 60 rounds. That is like 12 times more. I don't even know how to count. As a this thing's really good. Okay, now I played Soviets on my PlayStations a little bit, and this thing, 8,000 rounds, 7.62. You're not gonna be able to do anything against like ground targets. Like, you're defenseless against them, but in the hands of someone who can aim with AA, which is not me anymore. I can certainly not. It can like tear planes up, especially with at this tier them going super slow and being super low, you know. So honestly, Russia or Soviets, like, their reserve vehicles are pretty good. Like BT7's good. All these are good. Okay. Actually, I would say they deserve a good spot too. So this is what I ranked these countries for tier 1 tanks. Tell me if you want to see like or about freaking rank 2 tanks. I think my PlayStation account is still up for this, so I might be able to get on that and then show you guys like gameplay of it. But tell me what you think. Is this epic? Would you agree with this tier list? If you want to change anything, say in the comments. I'll discuss it with you. If you just completely disagree, like, tell me you hate me, I guess. And yeah, sorry if I put your favorite country really low, but this is what I think. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.